All right, welcome back. Just a couple of words about this exercise. I guess the first thing is, as with the last one, just keep working on the drawing. A lot of the illusion is contained in the shapes and just the choices that you make about them. Also, again, as I mentioned before, keep in mind you may not use all of the values. So in mine, I never use the 7. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and sort of six down here and here, 5, 4 in here, 3 in here, 2, and then the highlights are 1. So again, most of the time that I spent probably about, I don't know, about half an hour since I left you last, maybe 45 minutes, just working back and forth with these shapes and trying to see what were the fewest number of important shapes that I could find that would give me illusion, and not trying to get too complex. So with a limited number of values, you don't want to kind of overextend yourself in terms of the number of shapes that you put in, because you're just not going to be able to differentiate between them with a very limited palette of 7 values. So the other thing is, just as I mentioned before, feel free to, at this point, I think it's important to allow values to join. So like where I have a 3 here and a 3 right above it, I just sort of went between them, or like over here, or maybe over here, where like I had a 5 running into a 5 there. Just allow those values that are similar, that are next to one another, but maybe are on different objects. Let them run together. That's an important aspect of picture making that you want to get kind of comfortable with, and not to feel like you always have to put an outline around the forms and to separate the forms from one another, because visually that's not what happens in life. They, like when we look at the world, values sort of connect and join, and it doesn't matter if it's a person or a tree behind it or whatever. The like values join and make a bigger graphic statement. So practice that. And again, really practice sort of making shapes. There are a couple of places like in here where there was just a very soft gradation, from like a lighter to a darker as I moved to the outside of the cup. And I chose to just take that very, very soft gradation and turn it into an absolute shape change, going from 2 to 3. So if I want that gradation, then I'm kind of putting that requirement that I make those gradated steps into actual shapes, and not just sort of blend it. And there's just a limited amount of that you can do, again, with these few values that we have. All right, so again, as always, just do your best, and love to see what you do, and I'll talk to you later. All right, bye.